Well, I was born down the island, Old Pool they call it, then at the time. Now they call it Fish Island. But I was born there, went through the war there, and my mother was married there, and my grandfather was married there. We lived in number 43 rather, and I left there when I was 23. I'm up here. And we never know, we only had a 3-bedroom house and a parlour, which my mother had all her children in that parlour. And I had 6 sisters, and me and the mother used to go, I was the youngest, so I used to carry the bag. All these was growing up and getting married and all sort of thing. And I was still there as the youngest. And we used to go up the pawn shop, which was in Pine Hill Road, which is not far from the island. I used to be always carrying a bag. It was all their clothes for the week. Take it on the Monday, get it out on the Friday. And she used to get 3 shillings for that. And that used to buy her meat for the week for the kids. Meat and stuff would put on the table like. And after that she used to put old clothes on the bed. We never had no clothes, she used to take the pawn shop. All the bed clothes, all the good stuff went to the pawn shop, you know. And they pawned it all. My mother used to roam across the pub, because we lived on the waterside, and over the road was the pub, opposite Clarnico's. And she used to row 12 of them across on Sunday, all on the beer. All would get drunk and then come back. She'd charge them a penny a time. You know, she'd row them all back. And we had 2 of them long boats, with all 12 people. And my grandfather used to row one and she used to row the other, you know. That was our life, more or less, you know. We never had nothing. We had plenty of garden and the sort of things like that, but I used to go over where they're doing the Olympics now, I used to go over there and collect the watercress when I was 10 years old. And it all grew along the river. The river was so clean you could drink it. Well, I used to drink it anyway. The stream used to go through there. It's still there today, but it's a lot filthier now, you know. And I used to go there and get the watercress she used to make watercress soup. Well, everything used to be either caged or feed. Because I used to go up the market and I used to nick the fruit and stuff under the stalls. And I had a big coal coat with the long pockets, and one of them had no pocket in the end, and I used to put my arm right through and take what I wanted and pull it back up the coat. Touch wood, I never got caught. But I used to do that week in and week out to feed the rest of them, you know. And I was only a little squirt. And that's how life went on. I lived in the island. I know every turning in the island. See, when the war started, they evacuated all the kids, except me. I was left there, because my mother wouldn't allow it. And I was left there, and I went right through the bombing with her. And many a time we run through the streets with the bombs dropping, you know. And up to Pine Hill Road, where my sister's house was, because we had the key, the place never got touched, so funny enough. The hand got blown apart, you know. We had bombs one end, bombs the other end. Houses was blown down, bodies was on the roof, and all sorts of things. But unimaginable, you know what I mean? I was chased by a doodlebug down the garden. I was out in the garden, I was always out in the garden. And the doodlebug come over the house, and instead of me running towards it, I ran away from it. Because there had a flame coming out the back. I see it clear as a bell. And instead of me going out, I ran right down to the canal, I dived in and I went underneath it, because I'm a good swimmer, always swimming. And I swam under the water, and I felt the vibration, and it went over the asham hooks, and it hit the houses the other side, and killed about 4 or 5 people there. Because I wanted to see it the next day, you know, see what happened and all that. I've got wonderful memories of the place itself. I worked opposite. I used to drive the crane. I worked for Turner and Hunters. Before that, I drove the forklifts and the side loaders. But I used to drive a crane at Glicksteins and all, which is the other side of the water where I lived the island. I used to go up Remus Road, cut across the lock. The Glicksteins was run along there, along Stratford. And I used to drive the gantries there. And the gantries were over the top of the machines, and we used to load logs on the machines. And I left there. And I walked down the road, Wansbeck Road, and I went to Turner's, Turner and Hunters, number 7 yard. Part of Madison's, but they bought it up so it still kept the name. I walked in there after a job, got a job straight away, you know. And funny enough, I finished up driving a crane in there. I drove the big crane, unload the barges. And I used to have to climb 90 foot in the air on the jib to grease the top, because you couldn't put it on a rest. It was rotten. And I used to get a penny an hour danger money for that. I used to do 40 hours a week, so I got 40 pence a week. And we used to put all the timbers on the lorries and all that sort of stuff. Great big sets and all that. And then we moved from there to Pinell Road, because the motorway took over. Motorway took over the island, all more or less.